human herpes virus 5, and that was cytomegalovirus. Please note, cytomegalovirus, the word only tells you megalo, it is big. It is the largest virus of this family. Dhyan se padna, which is the largest? Last time I'm asking you, so many times I've asked you. Largest DNA virus is pox virus, but the largest virus of the herpes viridae family is the cytomegalovirus, and we happen to be the only reservoirs. How is the transmission? Most commonly is by the same oral and any kind of secretions. Oral secretion, respiratory, body secretions. But can cytomegalovirus also go in blood transfusions and mother to child? Yes, possible hai. It can go in transplacental, mother to child. It can go in blood transfusions and sexual routes. Very much possible. Yes, it is there. So although in our country, whenever there is blood donation, we don't test for cytomegalovirus. But in foreign countries, cytomegalovirus is mandatory to test in blood donation banks, in blood banks. In our, you have to look at the epidemiology. Hamare mein HIV, hepatitis are more commonly tested. CMV is not, but my purpose of telling you that is CMV can go via blood products also. Now I'm going to tell you, see, cytomegalo, ab largest virus hai, to usse kuch aisa, give it some importance na, to we're going to call it Shah Rukh Khan. So now tell me, cytomegalo, that Shah Rukh Khan ka mega wala action everyone knows. So remember, cytomegalo is going to have that mega wala action. So tell me, who is working? Shah Rukh Khan. So when Shah Rukh Khan is working, remember Shah Rukh Khan is working, that is he's multiplying. Versus Shah Rukh Khan will also want to go and sleep at night. Where does he go and sleep? He goes and sleep in his Land's End house, that is Mannat. So remember, SRK, when he is working with his arms out, he is working, means where does cytomegalovirus multiply? Most common location is salivary gland. Some people even call it the salivary gland virus. Other than that, also the respiratory tract and the kidney. So remember, it multiplies in the salivary gland, the respiratory tract, kidney. That is why I said SRK. Salivary gland, respiratory tract, kidney. But where does he go to sleep? He has to go to sleep in Mannat. Where does he go and become latent? Mannat means Mannat monocyte. He goes and sleeps finally in Mannat. So from today onwards, when you will see Mannat, you will think of Monoth. ठीक है, monocyte. Monocyte में जाके he is gonna sleep also. Shah Rukh Khan is multiplying in salivary gland, respiratory and kidney and going and sleeping in Mannat. That is monocyte. That is the story of cytomegalovirus. All the kids who are SRK fans just like me would love this mnemonic. Now let's move on further and do the infections. So either there can be a congenital infection, say mother to child, somewhere around that area, perinatal, someone who is perfectly fine, immunocompetent, or someone who is HIV positive and immunocompromised. 4 situations. Congenital is what they love asking you questions on, so let me start with that. Congenital cytomegalovirus is one of the most common things to cross the placenta. The most common intrauterine infection associated with congenital defects out of so many torch infections, CMV is the most common one to cross the placenta. So what are the common features that are going to occur and what are the less common ones? So pehle padh lo, and then after that I'm going to make a cute little diagram for you. So please remember, these patients have hepatosplenomegaly, hepato hai to jaundice hoga, and also has some kind of bleeding manifestations on the skin. There are petechiae purpura. Sometimes they're also known as blueberry muffin baby, but blueberry muffin baby is used in so many places that this word has majorly been diluted. So remember, hepatosplenomegaly, jaundice and petechiae and purpura. Less common में, they have microcephaly, chorioretinitis, cerebral calcification. And which kind of cerebral calcification? Please note, periventricular calcification. In fact, they can also have deafness. Deafness is another thing that has been affiliated with them. कैसे याद करेंगे मैम? We will make this thing. What is this? Bacha. I tried to make a bacha and I tried to write CMV around him. I have written C like this. C have been his ears. M have been the cap that I've made him wear, and V has been the, not a bacha now, he's going to be a beard that he has, CMV. So now what all do I have to think of? I have to think of M, say microcephaly. We are going to think of microcephaly. We can also think of mental retardation. The C is going to tell you something to do with ears. So yes, is the child going to have deafness? But C se banaya tha, so this means there can be chorioretinitis also, chorioretinitis and deafness. And what is the reason for calling it V? Because many people forget that where is the calcification occurring? Is it occurring in the parenchyma of the brain, or is it occurring periventricular? So remember, it is occurring ventricular calcification is going to occur. So coming back, now you don't have to learn these such a long list. इसी में I will add that these patients in their body can have involvement of the liver and can have involvement of the spleen. So we have made the two organs also. Hepatosplenomegaly and jaundice is also possible. Microcephaly, chorioretinitis, deafness, cerebral calcification. कौन सा calcification? Periventricular, because the same thing is also associated when toxoplasmosis occurs in children. You must have seen toxoplasma occurring in children. There is a cerebral parenchymal calcification. It occurs in the parenchyma of the brain. There is a parenchymal calcification that occurs. But in cytomegalovirus, there is a periventricular calcification that occurs. That is why I've given you this mnemonic, CMV. This man with a topi and a beard, that is what you will remember. So which kind of infection was this, guys? This was a congenital infection. What is happening in perinatal? So perinatal, usually immediately the child is not going to show you any, complications, because it's happened somewhere around delivery, the exposure has happened. So for a great time, the child is asymptomatic. Later on, he might end up showing you complications. Now coming to people who are immunocompromised. Immunocompromised could be people who are having HIV or people who are having a transplantation. They are all people who are under immunosuppressive drugs or are immunocompromised. One of the most common things that they have is CMV, chorioretinitis. In fact, let me tell you, the most common opportunistic infection in viruses, most common opportunistic infection in viruses, in HIV and in transplantation is going to be the cytomegalovirus. So कोई भी immunocompromised state होगा, and they say which virus is going to be most commonly found in that state. It is CMV. What does it affect the most? Chorioretinitis, but it can affect all organs of the body. Whereas if the immunity is बढ़िया, if immunity is very good, you will say, ma'am, immunity अच्छा है तो छोटा मोटा thing will happen. Little bit of fever, little bit of some minor things will happen. That is known as infectious mononucleosis-like syndrome. Now please note, infectious mononucleosis-like बोला है. I have not called it infectious mononucleosis because infectious mononucleosis was caused by EBV. And infectious mononucleosis-like means क्या like है? There is minor things. Chota fever and sore throat is still there, but big things are not there. So guys, tell me, infectious mononucleosis का दूसरा नाम, what was the other name? It was glandular fever. So you will say, ma'am, वो fever वाला element तो है, but the main thing, that is the salivary gland, the lymph node, the spleen, वो वाला element is not there. Especially lymph node and spleen is not there. So remember, the glandular element is not there, but the fever element is there. And next difference is, did infectious mononucleosis for Epstein-Barr virus show you the famous Paul Bunnell test and the monospot test? मतलब वो heterophile antibodies दिख रहा था ना? Infectious mononucleosis like will not show you that, it's not that no antibodies, there are no heterophile antibodies. So those Paul Bunnell test and those monospot tests will not be seen. Okay, so please note, the one very important point written in the paper will be the Paul Bunnell test, or they can write the monospot test. In this situation is going to be negative. So remember, the fever part is there, glandular part is not there, and the heterophile antibodies are not there. That is why it is infectious mononucleosis. So if I come back to the different agendas that I have, the congenital wala you will always remember because I have made a cute little kid for you. So you will always remember that. Perinatal is usually asymptomatic. Immunocompromised HIV patients में chorioretinitis, and immunocompetent में it causes infectious mononucleosis like Paul Bunnell नहीं आएगा. तो क्या आएगा? What is the lab diagnosis for CMV? Come on, this I'm not going to tell you. This is chapter 1. Cytomegalovirus is going to show you what? The very famous owl-eye appearance. Owl-eye appearance means that the cytoplasm also has this bunch of inclusions and the nucleus also has a bunch of inclusions. So this is the one that shows you both intranuclear and intracytoplasmic inclusions. How are you going to do the virus isolation? This also go back to chapter 1. Sab to padha hai. The virus isolation is going to be done on a cell line, and I told you which is the most famous cell line which you use for cytomegalovirus, and that is the human fibroblast cell line. Now tell me, human fibroblast cell line is primary, secondary or continuous? Dekho, if you remember, it was a secondary cell line. But on what sample will you take and grow on this cell line? So the best sample that you use is urine washings, because cytomegalovirus tends to cause transplant patients may tends to go and cause kidney problems. So urine washings is what you will take, and what cell line will you grow it on? Human fibroblast cell line. Antibody detection के लिए हमेशा we will use ELISA. But the story is, what will you use over here for antigen, and which antigen are you trying to detect? That is their favorite most question. So you are trying to detect PP65. PP65 antigen is for cytomegalovirus, and finally the most definitive has to be polymerase chain reaction. Sorted for everyone. So we have owl eye appearance. This question I am expecting. In CMB you will take urine washings and grow it on human fibroblast cell line. Antigen का नाम है PP65 and PCR is what you do. Finally, coming to the treatment, which is of course going to be the ganciclovir, and if there is resistance, what do you use? You always use foscarnet. Guys, human herpes virus 5, that is cytomegalovirus, is done. Now I'm left with chota wala, that is human herpes virus 6, 7 and 8, out of which 6 and 7 are almost same, तो साथ पढ़ते हैं. What am I saying? Human herpes virus 6 पढ़ते हैं and then 7 copy paste कर देना, ठीक है? This much work you can do, 7 copy paste. So human herpes virus 6 is gonna cause everything to do with 6. So if I ask you how many variants does it have, you will say there is something called 6A and something called 6B. Okay, how is the mode of infection? 6 की तरह it is secretions. The mode of infection is secretions. So I'll learn it as secretions. ठीक है, that's sounding like a tongue twister, but secretions is going to be the mode of infection. कौन सा disease कराएगा? It is going to cause the 6th disease in children. So in children, it causes the 6th disease known as roseola infantum or exanthum subitum, which I'll come to. But how did it cause? If you remember, human herpes virus 6, 7, ये सब कहाँ जा रहे थे? First slide, alpha, beta, gamma families. I told you they go to the T cells. They bind to the T cells via CD46 receptor. How simple. Let's repeat. The human herpes virus 6 has two types, that is 6A and 6B. It enters our body via oral secretions. It is going to cause the 6th disease known as roseola infantum or 6th disease, whatever you want to call it. And how does it attack the T cells? Via CD46. So ये क्या है? What is this 6th disease that you have? So you call it roseola infantum or exanthum subitum. So number one, the child, as you can see there's a child, the child is number one going to have fever, as you can see over here. Fever के साथ साथ, as he is having fever, you will see these reddish spots on the soft palate and the uvula. On the soft, you can see na, not on the hard palate, आगे वाला hard palate. So not on the hard palate, I am seeing it on the soft palate region and somewhere near the uvula. These are the spots known as the Nagayama spots. These spots are referred to as the Nagayama spots. They are what? They are the erythematous spots. They are a little reddish in color. So they are erythematous spots which you see on the soft palate and the uvula. After that, once the fever will go away, there is a rash that is going to come, and you can see this pinkish color non-pruritic rash. Pinkish non-pruritic rash is going to be seen. So let's repeat. What is the 6th disease or roseola infantum or exanthum subitum? Fever hoga. Fever ke saath there are going to be Nagayama spots which are going to be present in the oral and the soft palate region. And then once the fever is going away, then there is rash that is coming up. But this is happening in children. As I said, this was something happening in children. Is there something that will happen in adults? Yes, infectious mononucleosis-like syndrome. Abhi we studied it for CMV also, na? So this also in adults causes the same thing. Fever wala component hai, glandular wala component nahi hai. And when you have the Paul Bunhill test, no. Same story, copy paste. ठीक है, now human herpes virus 6 is done, 7 भी साथ में हो गया. But I just wanted to ask you one thing. If you have read the rest of virology before earlier, is that this is what? This is Nagayama spots. And I have studied that you see it in the 6th disease, roseola infantum. What is Nakayama? Nakayama is a strain. Nakayama is a strain. Beijing, Nakayama, ये strains कहाँ थे? This is strain used for the vaccine of Japanese encephalitis. So in a while, if you've not read, you will come, that will be Nakayama strain. This is Nagayama spots. Please don't get confused. ठीक है, now finally we come to the last one, human herpes virus 8, and this is famous for causing 3 things. The first one is going to be the famous Kaposi's Sarcoma. We all know Kaposi sarcoma is a vascular tumor. Quickly tell me, does this occur in immunocompromised, immunocompetent? हो सकता है, but most commonly associated with HIV, or in other words, you can say immunocompromised individuals. It is seen in immunocompromised states. Next question, what is the most common site? The most common site is going to be the lower limb, and that to the skin. It's a reddish lesion, a pinkish reddish, or they say purplish lesion. बहुत ज़्यादा vascular है ना, vascular tumor है तो blood वाला component is more. So the most common site is the skin of the lower limb. So now after this they will ask you second most common site. So second most common site is going to be the lymph node. That is Kaposi sarcoma. As I said, it's a vascular tumor. All details I have taught you in pathology. Integrate karo, that is how you will be able to study. So the same things I taught you in patho. It is associated with HIV. Most common site is the lower limb ka skin. Other second most common site is going to be the lymph node. Let's integrate the second thing. What is the next thing that it causes? There is something known as primary effusion lymphoma. Have I taught you this in pathology as well? Yes, primary effusion lymphoma is caused by human herpes virus 8. B-cell lymphoma hai. You have studied it. How is the patient going to present? Clinically, patient has a lot of effusions. That is the hint I told you, that patient will have pleural effusion, pericardial effusion. बहुत सारा effusion का history होगा and कुछ lymphoma होगा. तो think of primary effusion lymphoma caused by human herpes virus 8. Coming to the third one, and the third disease is a Castleman disease. The third disease is a Castleman disease, which is a lymph node disorder. Disease है, cancer नहीं है. देखो ये first वाला cancer था, second वाला cancer था. Castleman disease is not a cancer. So these are the things that you had to know. Please note, human herpes virus 8 causes Kaposi sarcoma, primary effusion lymphoma, and Castleman disease. The last point is going to be only important for students going for INICT, maybe for NEET PG aspirants. FMG के लिए important नहीं है. So what is this? This is a classical picture which I am correlating from your pathology. This is a case of Castleman disease. How did I identify? I identified by the presence of these lollipop follicles. What is this lollipop follicles that you're gonna see? So first you'll say that, ma'am, I see that Castleman disease kahan hai? You are saying, ma'am, lymph node mein hai. So I realize lymph node mein the cells are going round and round like this. So lymph node mein the cells are going round and like this. So there is an onion skinning of the lymphocytes. There is an onion skinning of the lymphocytes. And if you remember from pathology, they were the mantle zone wala lymphocytes. And through this onion skinning of lymphocytes, you see that there is a blood vessel going. There is a blood vessel going through and through this. So I will show you that blood vessel. Tabhi it's looking like a lollipop now. Can you see there is an onion skinning, there's a roundish appearance of those blue color lymphocytes, and then I can see one blood vessel is going through it. So what is this looking like? It's looking like a lollipop. So it shows you the presence of lollipop follicles. So remember, a man is having fun by eating lollipop in the castle. So remember, man is having fun eating lollipop in the castle. So what are the three diseases that HHV8 causes? Kaposi sarcoma, primary effusion lymphoma, and Castleman disease. And on that note, you finish off all of your herpes viridae family that we started. This is the lengthiest of DNA viruses. After this, the rest of the DNA viruses are very chota, very quick.